This is what we often think about when we picture great captains. A warrior, a fighter, the loudest voice in the room, and the hardest player on the pitch. Now, leadership, it was defined by passion, aggression, and an iron will that would drag any team forward through sheer force of personality. But in the modern game, a new leader has emerged, one whose influence is quieter, more intelligent, but no less powerful. Now, a player like Martin Ødegaard, he doesn't lead through intimidation. He leads through information, composure, and connection. And here's why this matters to you. Now, if you've ever felt frustrated by poor communication on the pitch, or you struggle to get teammates to trust and follow you, this video is going to show you how the brain of a captain actually works and how you can train your own leadership to lift those around you. Now, I'm Mark Bowden. I'm a mental performance coach, and I work mainly now with Premier League players. And what I'm about to share with you in this video is just the start. Each week, I break down strategies like this in my free newsletter for serious players. It's 100% free, and the link is in the description, so make sure you join this after you've watched the video. Now, the difference between good captains and great ones isn't how loud they shout and scream at those around them. It is their ability to understand and positively influence the mental state of those 10 other individuals in real time. And in this video, we're going to break down the neuroscience of modern leadership. We're going to focus on the brain's mind-reading center, the temporal parietal junction, and how a captain's action can create a high-trust chemical environment through oxytocin. Now, the single greatest challenge for any leader is this. There are 10 other players on your team who are not you. They each have their own thoughts and their own feelings. They have their own anxieties and their own perspectives on how to play the game. To lead effectively, you have to be able to get inside the heads of every one of these players. Now, this ability is called theory of mind. It is the fundamental human skill of recognizing that others have mental states that might be different from your own, and then being able to imagine what those states might be. Now, the neurological hub for this ability is that brain region called the temporal parietal junction, or the TPJ. Now, you can think of the TPJ as your brain's empathy router. It's what allows you to step out of your own perspective, your own model of the world, and model what someone else is likely thinking or feeling. Now, a captain with a less developed theory of mind will see a teammate make a bad pass, and they only register the technical error. Their response is often frustration or a generic shout of "sort it out." Now, this reaction, it ignores the player's internal state and can often increase their anxiety. It will trigger an amygdala response, making them more likely to make another mistake. But a captain like Martin Ødegaard, who demonstrates a highly developed theory of mind, sees the same bad pass but processes it differently. His TPJ, it doesn't just see the error, it instantly models the teammate's probable mental state. He's frustrated, his confidence is dropping, he's worried about making that pass again. Now, this mind-reading ability allows Ødegaard to choose the perfect intervention. Now, maybe instead of a shout, he might be thinking a quiet word of encouragement. It might be a simple 10-yard pass to that player just to get their confidence back up. Or it might be a subtle tactical instruction to give them a better option next time. Now, he's not just reacting to the mistake. What he's doing is he's coaching the mental state of the teammate in real time. And this is the invisible, high-level work of an elite on-field leader. Now, once a great captain understands the team's collective mental state, how do they then actively influence it for the better? Now, this is where we move from psychology to brain chemistry, because one of the most powerful neurochemicals in the human brain is something called oxytocin. Now, it's often called the trust hormone or the bonding hormone. It's released during positive social interactions, and it fosters a sense of psychological safety, group cohesion, and mental trust. A team that will trust each other is a team that can perform at its peak, and a captain's behavior is one of the most significant factors in determining the chemical environment of the team on the pitch. An aggressive and unpredictable captain who berates teammates for making mistakes creates a cortisol-rich environment, and cortisol is the primary stress hormone. In this state, players become fearful, they become risk-averse, and their focus will narrow. They play to avoid mistakes rather than to win. But a composed, intelligent captain like Ødegaard, they create an oxytocin-rich environment. His calm, clear, reliable communication, it provides a constant signal of stability and control. And this sense of security is neurologically calming for his teammates. And furthermore, his deliberate actions, like showing trust in a young player by giving them the ball in a tight area or offering specific, genuine encouragement, this can directly trigger the release of oxytocin in those players. So, when a captain makes a teammate feel seen, trusted, valued, their brain releases this powerful chemical, strengthening the social bond and increasing their willingness to take risks for the good of the team. Ødegaard isn't just a tactical orchestrator, he is a neurochemical conductor, fostering an environment where his teammates' brains feel safe enough to perform at their best. Now, the great news is that these are not fixed traits. You can train your brain to be a better leader, and it requires deliberate practice. And you can do this by focusing on these two key areas. Now, firstly, you actively train your theory of mind. So your TPJ is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it will get. Now, the technique that I want you to use here is to make a conscious effort to move from observation to inference. Now, what this means is if a teammate makes a mistake in training, don't just react to the error. Pause and ask yourself a specific question. And that specific question is, what are they most likely feeling right now? Is it frustration, embarrassment, confusion? Then think about what action from you would best help that specific emotional state right now. This mental exercise will train your brain to look beyond that surface level action and engage your brain's mind reading circuits. Now, the next thing to do is to become a deliberate oxytocin trigger. Now, you can intentionally act in ways that will build trust and increase these beneficial chemicals. Now, the technique to use here is to be specific and genuine with your encouragement. Now, instead of a generic "good job," maybe you say something like, "That was a brilliant run that you made. It created all that space then for our attack." Now, this shows that you're paying attention to their specific contribution, which is much more powerful. So actively look for opportunities to show trust in your teammates, especially if they've made a mistake. Now, this is a counterintuitive act of trust, but it's one of the most powerful ways to build a resilient team bond. Because the nature of leadership has evolved. The modern football captain, he's more than just the team's toughest player or the loudest voice. They are the on-field social and emotional regulator for the entire team. The genius of a captain like Martin Ødegaard lies in a combination of profound neurological skills, a highly developed theory of mind powered by the TPJ, which then allows them to understand the mental state of every player. Then they have the ability to use that understanding to intentionally cultivate a high trust, oxytocin-rich environment where every player feels psychologically safe to perform at their best. It's a powerful reminder that the strongest teams are not just built on tactical brilliance, but they're built on a deep neurological connection. And the modern captain is the master architect of creating that connection within the whole team. I share strategies like this every week in my free newsletter, the same one that I use with the Premier League players that I work with, helping them to unlock their full potential. It's 100% free. The link is in the description. Make sure you join if you are serious about building your game and taking it to the next level. And if you want to watch another video of mine helping you to level up your game, I'd highly recommend the one on the screen right now.